Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lady in the Navy, and before I even get into the video, you guys know what to do. You guys know to like, share, and subscribe. Send the video to a friend, to someone you know that is interested in military content. We share content about not just the Navy, but all branches, if that's something that we know and something that we can trust. So without further ado, let's get into the video. This is the last video I will be doing about naturalization in boot camp, and then we're gonna wrap it up and we're gonna move on to another topic. Okay, so in previous videos I have mentioned to you guys that in boot camp the first thing that you do is you get naturalized, right? So let me walk you guys through that process, because for me, as I was sharing with you guys with my journal entry, I was telling you guys that I don't remember someone specifically telling me that, hey, you do get naturalized in boot camp, you know. So I wasn't going in there, like, for some reason, going in boot camp, I wasn't thinking that I was gonna get naturalized. I thought it was gonna make the process easier, like being in the military, but I didn't know that, listen, yeah, you actually become a citizen while you are in basic training, right? So the first thing that I would recommend is read your booklet. That booklet that they give you at MEPS or your recruiter gives you, read that book. In that book, it tells you everything that you need to bring. Your passport, your green card, stuff like that. Because even in my journal entry video, if you guys go back and watch that video, I was sharing with you guys that I wrote in my journal that, hey, I was reading the book and I realized that I should have taken all these stuff with me, but my recruiter didn't tell me any of that, you know, so I was unaware, and nobody told me like, hey, you do get naturalized in boot camp. So I didn't know, essentially, you know. So I read the book and I was on the plane. I reached out to my chief that was at my recruiting office, and she was like, no, the only thing you need is your green card. And I did have my green card with me. If you know your situation is different, and you know, because a lot of people's circumstances and situation different, and I'll touch in on that a little bit more down in the video. So upon arriving to boot camp, you know, P days actually, my RDC asked who was not a US citizen. We put our hands up. She cross-referenced all of that with the documents that she had in each other's files that she has in our office. And P days is over and complete. You now get sent to this room, and in this room you are met with the naturalization officer. For me, I forgot his name, you guys, but he was Jamaican. He is awesome. If you guys are in the Navy and you've gotten naturalized in the Navy and he did your naturalization, like he helped you fill out the forms, comment his name below if you remember his name. I forgot that chief's name, but he was amazing. He was understanding. He just helped, you know. So we go in that room and we fill out the forms. We put all our informations on the form. They asked you if you want to change your name. You can rearrange your name. You can literally get a whole new name if you want to. You can do whatever, actually. So they asked you if you want to change your name. You fill out just your address, you know, just a basic form when it comes on to immigration, one of those forms. But this time it is for naturalization. But they have a lot of like things on that form that they ask you if you've ever, if you're in the military, if you have been trained to fire weapons, stuff like that, you know, that you have to know what you're doing to actually fill out the form. And on that form, they're gonna ask you, how are you being naturalized? And you are being naturalized through the military, through armed forces, right? So you fill out that form, and after you fill out that form, it was two forms. I think it was a 400 and something else, I forgot. But after you fill out those two forms, you get the letter in the mail, just like when you did the green card. When you were applying for your green card, when you send USCIS a mail, they respond to a mail, because now your address is now Great Lakes, so you will receive the mail, right? So we would all be receiving mails that, hey, USCIS received our paperwork and it is in process, right? So after that is done, many of us had to provide information, right? So for me that had a business, I was a waitress, I had to provide tax information. And for many people, they had to provide tax information. Now, if you owe the government, and this is where things can be tricky, you guys, and I want to tell you guys this, because a lot of this is, I didn't know this, and I know a lot of you guys don't know this, right? When you're going into boot camp and you are going to be naturalized, make sure you have certain things. If you were like a business owner, or you were making great money on the outside, and you know, sometimes when you make a certain money, you end up owing the government. Many of us don't pay off that money right away. What we do is we pay it down little by little, right? We set up a payment plan with the government and we pay that money down little by little. So you will need proof of that. You will need proof of that to know that, hey, you are paying your taxes, you don't owe the government and you're not paying them. Because if you owe the government and you're not paying them, you will not be naturalized in boot camp, okay? You will not. They will cancel your naturalization. They will. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Even here in course school, I've seen it happen, okay? So make sure you have that paperwork. Make sure if you owe the government, you have paperwork, you have proof that you are paying your taxes. You have to make sure that by the time you get to boot camp, you are caught up on your taxes. You're not behind, you're caught up, right? And everything is just in order, because if it is not, you will not be naturalized in boot camp. Please, I am just telling you guys this because it will make your process 10 times easier, okay? So make sure that you have your green card. If you have kids, if you want to file for your children, you have to make sure that you have proof that you are the one that's taking care of your kids. Okay, after you do that, right, guys, this is just, I'm just remembering all of this off of the dome of my head. So if I miss something, please drop it down below. A lot of people will be watching this video for advice and tips. So if I miss something and you remember something, drop it in the comments and we'll talk, we'll discuss it, because I'm not going to remember everything. I went to boot camp in September last year, okay? So another thing is, everyone in your division who's doing naturalization will be sent to that office. When you guys go there, you will get your phones, because you will set up an email in boot camp as well that you have access to. So that email is the email that you'll be using for your USCIS, right? Because they're going to create a username, a password, all of that stuff for you, right? So when you do that, you're gonna have access. You need to have access to that email for them to, I think it was a number that they needed from it, right? So they're gonna give you your phones back, stick a pin. I don't know if now, as of July 18th, you get to have phones in boot camp, because I've seen a couple of the girlies in the laundry room, right, in boot camp, right, taking pictures. So I don't know if it's a thing where they're allowed to have their phones now. When I went through boot camp, we got our phones like 4 times, but we didn't have our phones in the compartment. We didn't have that. That was illegal. So I don't know if that's the thing now, but we got our phones then. We got to access our emails. If we needed some information or a proof of something, we had that. You could contact the person or someone at your home and you get whatever you need, right? So you get a chance to get that information. For me, you guys, I am not going to lie to you, I use that little time to send my mom my little QR code. Because I was speaking to her anyways, I needed evidence, you know? So I used that to like send my mom QR code. My friends in Atlanta, I send them QR codes like, hey, this is how you can track me. This is how you know like when my graduation is and everything. Like send everybody my information so they know how to like reach out to me in Sandbox, you know, send me Sandbox, right? So that time I did use that time to do that, and it was awesome. So for many of us who have families that are in other countries, like for me, my mom and my brother lives in Jamaica, right? So when you are being naturalized in boot camp, one thing you can do is you can ask the person that's in charge of naturalization. It was a chief for us, right? A Jamaican chief that I was telling you guys about. Him, you can tell them that, hey, I want to send an invitation to my family in Jamaica or Canada or Nigeria, whatever country you're from, right? You let them know that, hey, I want to send an invitation to my family members so that they can attend my graduation, even though that they are out of the country. You will receive a letter signed by the CO, right, with your name, that you are now a part of the US military, and that letter is certified, it is valid, and it will hold weight, right? So when they give you that letter signed, you send that letter to your family member, and it is a high percentage chance that your family will get their visa to attend your graduation. I've had a lot of people that have done it before. I know a lot of people that have done it before, and it works. For me, it didn't work because when I found out about it, time frame and my RDCs weren't on top of everything for me to get the invitation letter to my family member. So it just didn't work out for me. But you guys try it, and if it works, it works. Also, for me, I'm Jamaican, right? In Jamaica, the embassy they're not so like lenient. Like they think that when you come here, you are going to like run off and go away. So like what I will tell you guys from my experience and from what people have told me before, or from what I know that happened, or especially in Jamaica, make sure that that person that you're giving that invitation to, they have things going on in their country. Like when you look on paper and you look at that person, they know that, hey, they're not gonna come here and run off, you know? They're gonna come here, attend your graduation, and go home. Make sure you also like understand that this is not guaranteed. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 9 out of 10% guaranteed. I've known people that get turned back, but I've also known people that have not gotten turned back, and they get to come to their families or their daughter or whatever graduation. So try it out. Like it is possible. Just ask. You don't know these things if you don't ask, or you don't know how it's gonna work for you if you don't try it. It might not work for somebody else, but it might work for you. So just ask them about the letter. It's an invitation. Ask them, how can I get an invitation to send to my family so that they can attend my graduation? And they will give you that letter so you can send it to them, and they can take it to the embassy and they will grant them their visa. I've known people that got a 10-year visa because of it. A lot of things is going on now, especially with like immigration and all of that. So I don't know if now it still works, but it worked in 2024 when I went through boot camp in September. That wasn't a long time ago. So you guys, I hope you guys try it. And if you've tried it before and it worked for you, let me know how it goes. Tell a friend, spread the word, because a lot of us don't know these things. And if somebody's not telling us like, hey, this is possible and this can happen, we won't know. You get what I'm saying? So try it out and let me know. And if you are somebody that has tried it before and it worked for you, let me know in the comments. After that, we were scheduled for interviews, right? For me, I didn't get scheduled for my interviews because lo and behold, I sent them the proof that I was paying my taxes, and they just never got it. Like, the email that they gave me, I think I misspelled something, or something got messed up. Like, somewhere along the line, some misinformation or miscommunication happened, but they did not get that information. They didn't get it. So because they didn't get it, it was just pending, processing. So I got naturalized at a later date, right? So anywho, when all of that was done, we were now scheduled for interview, right? They gave us, at the first meeting where we filled out the forms, they gave us all the naturalization questions on like 4 pieces of paper stapled together, and they tell you to memorize all 100 questions. In the military, luckily, he tells us, he's like, hey, you are gonna be asked like maybe 5-6 questions, right? You're gonna be asked, what's the capital of where you're from? Who is your senator? Who's your president? What's a holiday? What's the longest river? What's the territory that we bought from? I don't even remember that question, but it was Louisiana, something. Where's the Statue of Liberty? Just easy questions like that. So he told us to make sure that we focused on those like questions, but just understand that we need to know all of them same way. This is not like the civilian world. It is way easier in the military, and we'll be fine, right? So we got that paper to study off of. Some of the questions were left blank because some of the questions are different based on your state, like your state senators, all of that is different. Each state have a different senator, So he told us he gave us who's our senators. He went through each state one by one. He gave us all of that information. When I tell you, awesome guy, he does his job very well. But yeah, I have no complaints about that chief. He did his job. Like, he really did his job. So after that, a lot of people got scheduled for their interview, and they went and did their interview, and a lot of people passed. Now, not because they tell you that, hey, you're only going to be asked easy question, does not mean you should not study, right? Because there was a female, she didn't care, right? She was one of those females that she didn't care in boot camp, so she failed her citizenship. But if you don't study and take it serious, you will fail. However, you get a second try, right? You do get a second try, and you do get to retake, and you get to get your citizenship, right? If your situation is different, where you haven't seen this video and you didn't know like what to bring and how to do this, as I said before, if you guys aren't yet, you will get your phone to deal with this. And also, if your process gets delayed, you will still get your citizenship. Not because you didn't get naturalized in boot camp does not mean you won't get naturalized ever. You will. However, after your interview is done and you passed your interview, you guys get to swear in after graduation ceremony. You guys get to go to the church and you guys get to swear in, right? With everyone, they have the cameras and everything. For me, I swear in here at school, right? And it's the same process as I said before. Like, you cannot be in the military and you're not a citizen of the country. It just doesn't make sense. So even if your case got delayed, don't think that you won't get naturalized. They have naturalization at every single base that you may go, so you will get naturalized, okay? For me, the situation was the same. I got sworn in. It was a very emotional moment for me. I cried. I couldn't stop crying. It was just touching. You know, I've been through a lot. I've been here for a long time, and just to see that now is when I'm actually finding my path and finding my voice, and I'm finding like I'm getting to where I actually wanted to be like 4 or 5 years ago. You know, it was very touching. So when the national anthem started playing and, you know, we started marching, and when we lined up, you know, like it was just different. Like I cried my eyes out. In boot camp, I don't know if a lot of people got their citizenship right there and then, or they got it in the mail, or they got it at their home. I don't know. Like I didn't swear in boot camp. Let me rephrase that. I didn't swear in boot camp, so I don't know what their process is after they go to the church. What I know is that they go to the church, they swear in. I don't know if they got their certificate then, right? But here, we swear in, we, you know, all of that, and then we go up, we give them our green card, and then we get our citizenship certificate. We get to take pictures in front of the flags, and we're citizens, you know. So hope this video helped someone. If I forget anything major, I will drop it in the comments. And if you guys do want more videos on this, which I don't think you guys will, because I think this is everything, you know, so far. So yeah, if you guys do, I will do another video, but I think this is everything so far. So this is the naturalization process in boot camp. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I am Lady in the Navy every single where you go. Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. My Instagram content is very different. It is more on the fitness side and what's going on in my day-to-day life in dental school. So like, share, and subscribe, and go add me over there. Go add me on all these platforms. Don't forget to take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.